Officers arrived there shortly thereafter. The location is a downtown location, billiards bowling alley located at 1201 San Jacinto Street here in the downtown area. Once officers arrived, they came upon a male who was deceased. That male has been identified as Kirsnick, better known as Takeoff. He's a member of the Migos rap group out of Atlanta. And I want to pause again because sometimes the hip hop community gets a bad name. And I know, and evident from this city and people who I have a personal relationship, a lot of great people in our hip hop community, and I respect them. But back to Takeoff, I got many calls from Houston and outside of Houston, and everyone spoke of what a great young man this is, how peaceful he is, what a great artist. And I'm calling up on everybody, our hip hop artists in Houston and around the nation. We got to police ourselves. There's so many talented individuals, men and women in that community who, again, I love and I respect. And we all need to stand together and make sure nobody tears down that industry. And I'm calling to start here in Houston, here and possibly as early as next week. I want to meet with some of our artists and see how we can taper things down. Right now, I'm going to turn it over to the investigator, and we'll our commander translate, and the mayor is here for questions as well. But I want to pray for, ask that we all pray for his mother, his family, and all of his friends who are in deep pain and shock still right now.
Yes.
Thank you. Investigator, come on up.
Thank you again, Chief, and thank you all for coming here, and good afternoon. I'm Sergeant Michael Arrington. I'm a sergeant with the Houston Police Department's Homicide Division. And earlier this morning, as he said, our patrol officers received a call at approximately 2:34 a.m. of a shooting just occurred at the 810 billiard and bowling alley. From there, we were notified that there was a single male who was shot and pronounced deceased on the scene on the third level just outside the front door. We were also informed that two other individuals had reported themselves by personal vehicle to local area hospitals on their own, both of them with non-life-threatening injuries, but a 23-year-old male and a 24-year-old female. Like I said, both of them are going to be okay. And we have spoken and gotten information from them to help us in this investigation. But the officers arriving on the scene, initial statements from employees working at the establishment notified us that there was an incident that occurred after the party had ended. There was a private party that was booked out for the event. And then after that ended, there was a large group of people who gathered at the front door area just outside of the building. And it led to an argument where the shooting took place from the disagreement. A lot of the people that were there fled the scene and did not stick around to give a statement. So we're asking them to either call us at the Homicide Division at 713-308-3600. Or if they would like to remain anonymous, they can call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. We're looking for any information at this time, any videos, any information. We do know that the media has received a lot of phone calls, text messages, Twitter, tweets, Vines, videos. We need all of y'all to send those to us so we can solve this case. We're looking for anything to help us. From there, as the chief said, we want to find justice for this family. They're going through a lot right now, and the only thing that we can do is hope that y'all reach out and assist us in any way to lead to evidence that will help us to apprehend and get charges and arrest on the person responsible for the death of Takeoff.
Thank you. Let me say something right quick, just to follow up. I just want to say something to our city, Houston, and every brother and sister in the neighborhoods. I'm calling you to action, to step up. There were 40 people at least at this event, and people left possibly out of fear. I ask you one thing, and I want this to resonate with everybody. What if it was your brother? What if it was your son? You would want somebody to step up. So please step up, get the information to us so we can bring some closure to this family who's hurting right now. Commander, Marshall, translate for us. Thank you.
Muy buenas tardes a todos ustedes. Antes que nada, le queremos dar el sincero pésame a la familia de la víctima. A nombre del jefe y del alcalde, les mandamos nuestras oraciones a los seres queridos de esta víctima, que ha sido identificada como Kirsnick. Tenía el apodo de Takeoff. El jefe de la policía hace unos minutos habló con la mamá de este individuo. Le dio su más sincero pésame en persona y también le dijo la mamá cómo era una persona de paz. Y toda la información que hemos obtenido hasta este momento indica lo mismo, de que este individuo era una persona tranquila, que no era violenta y que simplemente estaba en ese lugar donde había una reunión privada. El lugar de los hechos fue en el 1201 de la calle San Jacinto. El lugar se llama 810 Billiards and Bowling, que en español es billares y boliche. En el tercer piso, aproximadamente a las 2:34 de esta mañana, sucedieron los hechos. Al terminar el evento privado, salieron del lugar y afuera de las puertas de este negocio fue cuando hubo alguna disputa, una discusión. Alguien produjo una pistola y fue baleado esta víctima. 2 personas adicionales también sufrieron heridas, están en un hospital local y van a sobrevivir sus heridas. De nuevo, a nombre del alcalde y a nombre del jefe de la policía, le hacemos un llamado a la comunidad, no nada más a la comunidad musical de hip hop, pero a toda la comunidad, de que lleguemos al final del uso de la violencia con armas de fuego. Un llamado para que entre todos se resuelva este caso y le demos justicia a la familia. Una vez más, si había 40 personas mínimo en el lugar, si alguien huyó del lugar por temor, les pedimos, por favor, comuníquense con la División de Homicidios al 713-308-3600. Y si quieren permanecer anónimos, háblenle al 713-222-TIPS. Chief, you want to open that up question?
Yeah, just a note before turning back over to Chief Fenner. As you have heard, this was a private party last night of about 40 people. In that group, somebody or people know who the actual shooters were. And let me just ask, like has already been asked, that anyone who has information on the shooters to provide that information to HPD. And let us solve this situation. Let us bring justice to this family. But I'm asking for any of the persons who were at this private party that know, that have information on the shooters, please provide that information to HPD and let us solve it. We will solve this particular case. We will find the shooters. But information provided will help to expedite that. But we will. I do want to extend my condolences to the mom of Takeoff, to all the family members of Takeoff, to the families and friends. So I do want to, I want to do that. because it doesn't matter how famous you are. You may not be famous at all. Anybody who loses his or her life is a life loss.
Amen.
And there are family members and friends who are grieving as a result. What I've consistently said over the last several months is that I'm concerned with this age group, young group between 16 and 24. Let's say 16, 24, 16 and 30.
Yes.
There are too many young men of color that are killing young men of color. And we do need to have that conversation. We do need to deal with it head on. This was a private event coming at the end, and then we have the shooting, and now one person is no longer with us. And it's not just in the hip hop community, and I just don't want to demonize this group, but it's across the board with this demographic, where people are no longer resolving their disputes or their arguments through a fist fight. But now everybody has access to guns.
Yes.
And so when there's a disagreement, people pull their guns and they start shooting. And then people are fatally shot and killed, or people are injured. And that's unfortunate. In my day, you have a disagreement, fist fight, and you deal with it.
That's a long time ago.
If there's a disagreement, in those few seconds when the emotions are running high, people pull their guns and then they're shooting. And as a consequence of that, we have too many young men of color that are being injured or fatally killed, and their future is cut off, and family members and friends are left to mourn. This does not have to be our reality, and it need not be our future. And so as it relates to this particular incident, what I would say to the people in this city and even beyond, we will solve this crime. Let us solve this crime.
Amen.
Let us bring the persons to justice, and we will. And then we will continue to move to make our city a safer city. It's disappointing. They're putting in place one safe Houston, which is still in place. When the numbers are trending in the right direction, when homicides in the city of Houston are below, 11% below last year, when the numbers of violent crime in almost every category are down in comparison to last year. But one incident, one loss of life through shooting is one too many, irrespective of the numbers trending in the right direction. So I just want to let people know this particular crime will be resolved and it will be addressed. But if you have any information for those in the hip hop community, for those who were there last night, please provide that information to HPD, and then let us work to quickly resolve it. Thanks.
Thank you, man. Yes, go ahead.
There's some speculation on social media that Takeoff may not have been involved in the beat of whatever went down. Is there any indication that he was caught in some sort of crossfire, or even perhaps shot by a social?
I don't want to speculate, but I do want to say, based on what people say about him, he's well respected, nonviolent. I would not expect him to be involved, okay? But I do want to wait on the investigation, but we have no reason to believe that he was involved in anything criminal at the time, just as people describe him, a very peaceful, loving, great entertainer.
Was there a dice game going on when this happened? Is that the root of the altercation?
That's still part of the investigation. I don't want to speculate on that. I want to determine that, and we're still on the early stages. This has only happened a few hours ago, I meant to say. So go ahead.
Matthew, you were the detective. Based on the shell cases that you found there and other information, how many firearms were used in this incident?
At least two right now, and with the processing of the scene, and we trace casing. So we're in the process of doing that.
So it sounds as though the suspect or suspects were at this private party.
We believe so. Yeah. Go ahead.
Outside.
That's worse.
Outside.
And you mentioned that you don't believe that Takeoff was involved in the altercation. Are Are you confident saying that you don't believe Takeoff may have been the intended target here?
I'm not comfortable in saying that. I don't want to speculate, not at this time. Go ahead.
But based on the comments of young men killing black men, do you think this individual is the suspect might be younger than, let's say, 20?
I think they were probably all in their 20s, okay? But again, I don't like speculation. We want to wait until we nail it down. I want us to all understand the family is hurting, and I don't mind the questions. I mean, that's a part of it. But if we send our family, our loved ones who are looking and listening on a roller coaster, that's what I always caution again as the police chief. I want to make sure that we're taking them into consideration, but we are gonna, bottom line, mark my word, and mark it. This great city, with our great citizens, with our police department, we will find who's responsible for it. Go ahead.
Artistic roots that hip hop run very deep in the city. Are you a little surprised that 40 people have not stepped up and to solve?
I don't want to judge them at this moment right now. I want to call them to action. And the mayor said, and this is very important, and I don't want my message to get twisted up either, because sometimes people take a portion of what you say and they take away from the context of
very
the message that you're trying to bring. It's not just hip hop. It is that age, and we need to give them some help. We've done a lot of things in our city. We need to cultivate them, be there and support them. Now, there's a few in any population or any community that are just evil. And that's a very few. And I don't know the backgrounds of these people. Let us find out who did it. Let us do our investigation. But those individuals that I talked about that are committing crime after crime, don't know if this is the case here, but we do have at least two individuals pulling triggers around here. We're going to get them in custody, okay?
Chief, I know you mentioned that.
Let me get her and then I'll come back. I want to get, and then if we got time, we'll get back. Yes.
Right now, no suspects, no one detained. Any idea? I know there's some surveillance footage out there.
We're viewing it as part of the investigation, and that may uncover something, but the best thing that we have, because even if we have a face, the best thing somebody can stand up, because somebody knows exactly who it was.
Yes,
and I'm really confident that somebody's going to step up. Anybody over here, and then I'll come back to you. Go ahead. And I'll come back to you. Go ahead.
Did the argument start at the party, or was it an argument or a disagreement that had?
That's still part of the investigation. At some point, I think there was a disagreement on something, and we're still trying to determine that and work that out. But again, once we determine it, we'll put it out there. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Chief, is there anything you can share with us about the private party?
I don't know right now, just the private party at that location. It's going to be part of the investigation. We need to talk to management. We need to talk to individuals who were actually there. A lot to go in this investigation, still early on. Go ahead, Cindy.
Could you just talk a little bit about, where this fits in the sort of broader picture of what Houston's been dealing with for the last couple of years, right? I mean, like the mayor did mention.
I don't think it's just Houston. I think it's society. And I've said this probably 1,000 times, over the last year and a half or so. Nobody knows, okay? This thing with COVID, criminologists are going to be studying this here for years, So go ahead, Mayor.
Let me address that, because I want to make it very clear that this is not a Houston unique situation. And I know all this year and all these months, people have been trying to make this a Houston unique situation. Just this morning, I'm looking at all the crime stats of all of the major cities. Okay. Houston is not the worst city. Far from. Okay. Every city in this country is facing issues. But the good news in this city, what I can say, is that we are trending in the right direction. We have 46 fewer homicides this year than we had last year. If it was 46 more than last year, you'd be hearing about that. And you would be reporting on that. But no one is reporting that we have 46 fewer homicides this year than the same time last year. Homicides 11% below where we were last year. But I will say this was not an incident that happened just like in an open club where people can come in and come out and nobody knows. This was a private event.
Private event.
And based on the investigation, about 40 people.
So it shouldn't be hard to find
It
the
is
killer.
important for the hip hop community, for everybody else, for the city, for the family. It is important for those who have information on who the shooters were to make that information known. There's a responsibility and accountability on all of us to do that. And that's why I want to deal with the subject matter, that there are too many young men of color that lives are being cut short from other young men of color. And that has to stop because that's tragic. And so I want to again to plead to the persons who were there, who have information on who these shooters were. Give HPD law enforcement that information so we can solve this situation sooner rather than later. So you don't have others out there trying to solve it for themselves. Okay? We owe that to Takeoff's mom and to the family. And I want the mother to know and the family members to know that this city is praying for them. And we value their family members' life. Okay? And we intend to solve it. And that's why we're all standing here. We intend to solve it. Okay? Because these type of shootings just can't happen, and then we move on to the next one.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm gonna take a couple of more. Somebody who hadn't asked a question yet. Go ahead.
Was his uncle Quavo there when the shooting occurred, and was he working with investigators?
I'm not sure exactly who was there. We're gonna determine that. I don't say that anybody hadn't been working with us. It's just happened 2:30 a.m. this morning. So we expect family members and everybody to work with us, and we'll get with you on that. Who was it? One? Go ahead.
The two people who were injured, were they shot also, and were they friends of Takeoff?
We don't know the relationship right now. We just know that they're in a hospital. I think our investigators had an opportunity to briefly talk with them, but they're being tended to. So we'll get back at them maybe later on today or tomorrow.
Were they shot
Yeah.
also, or do you know their-
Yes. Go ahead.
I wanted to go back to something you mentioned earlier. Outside of the blanket call for evidence and people to come forward, that's kind of what we're used to hearing. I felt like you had a moment there where it almost felt personal here. And I'm just curious for everyone to hear one more time. For the dozens of witnesses who saw this play out, what is your message to them?
You asked for my personal, and I don't like to put it on Troy Fenner, but I'm proud of my city. I love this city. I love this department. And I know the heart of our people. I spent the majority of 55 years in this city, and I know what we're about. So that's what I'm trying to wake up. And if I got to do that and calling people, that's what I want to do. And it is personal, but it's not only personal for this incident. Anybody that's killed in our city, like our mayor has said time and time again, you take it personal. And I don't know how a chief of police don't take it personal.
Amen.
Now, I don't have any gray houses and bald headed, okay? It may do that to me, may add a little bit of stress, but you know what? I don't know how police chiefs in our nation don't care. And I can tell you most of them care as much as I care. But I got a lot of strong men and women on our team, and we're gonna get justice for this family.
And for the witnesses who saw this play out, what would you ask them?
Just step up. Real simple. Just like I said, I've always said, people, what if it was your family member? What would you want them to do? Real simple. Let's get it.
I was just gonna ask you.
And I'll come back to you.
Speaking of personal,
Yeah.
from your office, you can clearly see Green Street, probably the spot where this happened. In general terms, though, downtown, the entertainment district, this is highly unusual, no? Especially when you consider all the fans here for the World Series too, who may be looking at this from afar thinking, what's going on in here?
We want to put it in perspective. Crimes can happen anywhere, but don't forget, private event. And I'm not trying to diminish it it's a private event. It's not a random just out on the street. So I want people to understand that. Got a great city with a lot of great people. We're gonna be fine here. We got work to do, and I'm gonna take two more because all my investigators are behind me and they got to get back. Okay, I'm gonna get you and then I'm gonna come back at you. Okay, it's all right. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Did the party end at 2:30 or was this group outside for quite some time?
I'm not sure on that. I hope events are ending at least at 2 a.m. That's part of the investigation, but I know the shooting did occur outside. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Keith, at this time, do you guys know how many times Takeoff was shot?
I don't know right now, and unfortunately, he has to. The autopsy will take place, and that, I don't know, probably sometime tomorrow they'll get that information to us again. I don't want to speculate, but again, in closing, pray for that family. Pray for everybody involved. His mom, I don't know her, but my heart goes out to her, and people don't understand the human element, and that's what we want these young men to think about. Stop just pulling the darn trigger.
Yes.
Think
Before.
calm yourself
Yes.
down a little bit, you know, but that's what we got to work on as a society. So thank y'all. All right.
All right, everybody. 11 Alive is the source. I use this source for many of my stories coming out of Houston, Texas, and the Texas general area. I'm going to now share this content to the community page. If you need verification for the storyline, thank you so very much. Rest in peace, baby. Lord have mercy. I'm so devastated right now. I'm utterly devastated because he was the voice. His voice was the voice I loved out of the group. It was something about Takeoff's voice. I don't know what it was, but his voice was the one I liked out of the group. And I would play their music mainly on the weekends before I would go out. You know, my little hype music I would listen to while getting dressed to go out on the weekends. The link is in the chats at the top of the page. I can't say what I'm just damn disgusted. Because there are rumors swarming of what allegedly happened. I was not there. If it went down the way it is being reported, it's still senseless. No matter what, it's still senseless. But before I go into that, I'm going to read you some information about who Takeoff was. Thank you for joining me. ABC 13 is the source. The rapper Takeoff, best known for his work with the Grammy-nominated trio Migos, is dead after a shooting early Tuesday outside a bowling alley in Houston. A representative confirmed he was 28. Kirsnick Khari Ball, known as Takeoff, was part of Migos along with Quavo and Offset. A representative for members of the Migos, who was not authorized to speak publicly, confirmed the death to the Associated Press. Police responded shortly after 2:30 a.m. to reports of a shooting at 810 Billerton Bowling, where dozens of people had gathered on a balcony outside of the third-floor bowling alley. Repeat. Billerton Bowling is the name of the establishment. Dozens of people had gathered on a balcony. This place was closed at the time. Outside of the third floor bowling alley. And as you see the pictures and the videos, you'll see that it's got several floors. Looks almost kind of like a mall, but it's 3 floors or more. I don't know how many floors actually, but it's saying the 3rd floor. These people were gathered outside. Officers discovered one man dead when they arrived. An AP reporter at the scene observed a body loaded onto a medical examiner's van around 10 a.m., more than 7 hours after the shooting. Security guards who were in the area heard the shooting but did not see who did it. A police spokesperson said 2 other people were injured and taken to hospitals in private vehicles. No arrests have been announced and few details were released about what led up to the shooting, but Houston police planned a news conference for Tuesday afternoon, which I just played for you. Media members at the scene later Tuesday morning were being kept across the street, which was otherwise blocked off to the public. And 810 Billerton Bowling's management did not immediately respond to a phone message seeking comment. Tuesday morning, several fans had gathered across the street from the bowling alley, which is in a 3-story downtown Houston retail complex, as I had stated. That includes high-end restaurants, a House of Blues, and is near a Four Seasons hotel. Isaiah Lopez, 24, said he rushed down from his home in the Houston suburb of Humble after hearing Takeoff had been killed. He was one of our favorites, mine and my brother's. It's all we could listen to, Lopez said as he carried a dozen roses he hoped to place near the site of the shooting. As soon as my brother called me and said Takeoff is gone, I had to come over here and pay my respects. Thomas Marino, 30, who lives about 5 minutes away from the site of the shooting, said he had met Takeoff at an event at a Houston bar and restaurant in June and said he was a real nice guy. And that has been the sentiment about the late Takeoff, that he was quiet, mild, a non-confrontational young man. I feel it's just another good person gone too soon, Marino said. This happens every day, but it hurts even more when it's somebody so talented and so young. Takeoff was the youngest member of Migos, the rap trio from suburban Atlanta, and that also featured his uncle Quavo and cousin Offset. For those who did not know this, they all were related. They first broke through with the massive hit Versace in 2013. The song was remixed by Drake, heightening its popularity. The group had 4 top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, though Takeoff was not on their multi-week #1 hit Bad and Bougie, featuring Lil Uzi Vert. They put out a trilogy of albums called Culture, Culture 2, and Culture 3, with the first 2 albums hitting #1 on the Billboard 200 album chart. They also earned an ASCAP Vanguard Award in 2018 for their streaming success with multi-platinum songs like Motorsport featuring Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, Stir Fry, and Walk It, Talk It. The trio also played a fictional version of themselves on an episode of the hit show Atlanta, but the group was not currently together. Offset, who is married to Cardi B, released a solo album in 2019, while Takeoff and Quavo released a joint album only built for Infinity Links last month. Quavo posted links Monday on his Instagram to his and Takeoff's Halloween-themed music video, Messy, which has just been released, along with the video of him and his friends driving around Houston. ABC 13 is the source. 28 years of age. Gone too soon. Let's see what else we can bring up here pertaining to the death of this young man.
We are seeing tributes and reactions pouring in all over social media after news broke that the man who was killed in this morning's shooting was indeed Takeoff, a member of the Grammy-nominated rapper group Migos. The Associated Press confirmed this with a representative with Migos about 3 hours ago. So let's take a listen to some of the scanner traffic that came in earlier this morning.
Get you in on to this possible discharging firearms or shooting, not sure which. San Jacinto and Dallas. Caller heard gunshots and people screaming.
Houston police received a call around 2:45 this morning to the 3rd floor of the 810 Billiards and Bowling Houston. They say there was a private party here of about 40 to 50 people in attendance that was supposed to end around 1 a.m. but carried over until about 2. When officers arrived, they found a man who was fatally shot on the walkway in front of the business. In attendance that was supposed to end around 1 a.m. but carried over until about 2. When officers arrived, they found a man who was fatally shot on the walkway in front of the business. They say 2 additional victims were rushed to the hospital with injuries. At this time, we're still waiting on updates of their condition. We spoke to a fan who met Takeoff just 5 months ago at an event held at the Bottled One on Washington. He's in disbelief that a tragedy like this could happen so close to home.
It definitely hits my heart even more. You know, it hurts a little bit more. I feel like it's just another good person gone too soon. You know, this happens every day, but it hurts even more when somebody's so talented and so young. In the hip hop community, there needs to be a way to resolve issues more peacefully.
Now, we want to note that Houston police have yet to identify the victims, citing that they want to make sure family and loved ones were notified first. At this time, it is unclear if they will be giving an updated media briefing anytime soon. They are working to find out who is responsible for the shooting, what led up to it, and are asking that anyone with information to give them or Crime Stoppers a call. And remember that you can remain anonymous. Back out here live, we've been seeing fans show up, some with flowers in hand, waiting for permission to be able to put it down near the scene and pay their respects. And Melanie, if you hear the name Migos, or if anybody hears the name Migos and think, oh, you know, I've never really heard of this group, you've likely heard some of their songs on the radio in public areas, some of those hits, Motorsport, Bad and Bougie, or Stir Fry, just to name a few. Reporting live from downtown Houston, Rosie Nguyen, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
All right.
Thank you for joining me. Let's step away for just a second. Naturally, there are rumors all over YouTube, those who discuss the hip hop genre. I talk about everything on this network. So for those who do not know who I am Everyday Shenanigans. They call me Queen. Name given to me by a relative a few years back. Big Ange. I call myself Big Ange. Angela. I talk about everything on this network. True crime, breaking news, just about everything. Senseless death. Better ways to resolve conflict. As we know, as the mayor has said in this commentary, that a certain group of young men, and not just 20 to 30, 16 to 30, some are older and they're still, what I say, their mind is tainted. They've got something to prove. They go get a gun. There is no more fighting. There is no more, using your fist. And even some would say that's not the way to resolve an issue. But the point is, this is how a lot of men resolve their issues. And it is quite prevalent in the African American community, urban community, let's say. This is how they resolve their issues. It's by pulling out a gun. Now, there are rumors circulating that this is someone in the camp that bucked up with the gun, and then someone from the other side, whoever was having the issues with whomever, it became gunplay. Some are saying that it was Quavo who was upset over an alleged dice game. These are all allegations. I do not know if these are true. That's why I don't really like saying that he said, she said, because other things start to play when you start naming this one, this one, this one. I do not know. I was not there. But what I'm going to say is, no matter what was said, no matter who got upset, if it was indeed over a game, someone felt offended that they were losing or said words to another party, one thing begets another. Let's say it's true that someone got upset, said something to the other party, then that other party responded, and then the party who was upset, his entourage or associate, plural, singular, decide to pull out a weapon to prove a point, then this person who was arguing with the first person, he decides to put out a gun. Now people are shooting at one another. Because as you see, 2 other people are in the hospital. By the grace of God, they are not deceased. This is bad. This is so bad. And it needs to stop. Just pull out a gun because you're mad or you're trying to defend somebody. Whatever happened should have stayed between the 2. If indeed it was 2 people having words, it should have stayed between the 2. And I don't have to agree with what the person was upset about allegedly because I wasn't there. But just to say if somebody got upset about something, you should have stayed in the corner. Just stay in the corner. And my understanding is that Takeoff was in the corner. minding his business. So you see, this is how things escalate. Somebody's feeling some type of way. Somebody's in their feelings. They say something to somebody, then that person respond. God forbid there's some chirping in the background where they start to respond. And before you know it, you got, now somebody want to reach in the waistband. So a man has lost his life 9 times out of 10 over absolutely nothing. And if it's over what has been alleged, I've seen it happen here in Knoxville, Tennessee. A woman losing her life over a card game. And Pookie, Ray Ray, Bubba, Shamika got to go get this one. Then this one got to go get this one. Now somebody's dead. All because somebody lost. Somebody talking crap to somebody in a house where they playing cards. Yeah, Queen gonna keep it real. You saying stuff out of the way, allegedly, to somebody in there. And that person feeling some type of way, like, oh, you got something to say? I'll be right back. And he came back. And he shot the man dead in somebody's house. All over some wordplay. Then I remember years ago, I was washing my hair one afternoon. And some young men were gambling at a house in walking distance from where I was living. And there was an altercation. And I'm assuming it's no different than this alleged incident. And somebody got mad and shot the other one. Don't know who said what to whom. I wasn't there. The point is, one of them's in a wheelchair now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Imagine that. Alive, but rolling around. Paralyzed. Is it worth it? Because if indeed the rumors are true, that it was somebody affiliated with one of Takeoff's relatives or himself, and he was intending to shoot the other person or persons and shot him by mistake, it's still jacked up. Because why would you pull the gun out? And what is going to be the ultimate test, if these allegations are true, that it was an associate of the victim or his family, friends, however you want to word it, will Quavo or whomever, eyewitnesses, step up and tell the truth? Because that's going to be the test in this situation. If the allegations are true, that somebody in their own camp entourage did this, and this is only a rumor because I do not know, I was not there, and I want to make sure because I want to be respectful to the family. If indeed the allegations are true, then what's going to be the test is if Quavo and whomever was there are going to testify to the detectives who pulled the gun out. All participants that were shooting. They do believe 2 guns were used so far in this altercation. If that is true, who's going to tell the truth? Because you heard in this news briefing, press conference, that nobody that they know of the news has come forward. And naturally, no one's going to identify themselves as an eyewitness. That would be foolish because you all can't protect them. And the chief would not give information to who's spoken and not spoken. But so far, no one's been detained. So people are going to assume nobody's talking. Will the people in the hospital, the 2 participants, a female and a male, in their early 20s who were hit by gunfire, Will they tell the truth to who shot them? Now, I don't know where all the people live that attended the party, because I do not believe that Quavo and Takeoff live in Houston, to my knowledge. So therefore, I would assume the people at the party, a private party, possibly live in different locales. And that's also going to be the test. If some of the people who were at the party came from Atlanta or Mississippi or Chicago, did they run their ass back home and kept it moving? And have no intention to talk to detectives about who the shooters are. T, if you have something to say, you can hit the link. Anybody have a commentary pertaining to this untimely death of a very talented young man, African-American young man, 28, you are just beginning to live. And yes, common sense would tell the shooters, you know damn well they have cameras because it is a mall. That's where you fucked up. I don't care who got jiggy. When you decided to pull that gun out, that was a personal decision. And if it wasn't your fight, it wasn't your rodeo, then you are a bigger fool. Because now somebody's dead. And they can tack on attempted murder charges for the other two, because nobody's going to care that you didn't mean to shoot this one or that one or that one. Because if you had an intended target, then that's the one you should have shot. Because in the end, you shouldn't have been shooting anybody, but that's neither here nor there. It's over with now. You can't take it back. And that's what we'll probably hear. I didn't mean to do it. That ain't the one I wanted. I didn't mean, it don't matter. That man is dead. I do not know if he has children, if he was engaged, married, whatever. But the point is, he's not here. And condolences to his mother and family, because this is going to be a very trying situation for all involved. If the rumors are true of how it allegedly went down, this is going to be bad. It is bad. It is bad. Thank you, sweetheart. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. T? Unmute your mic.
I'm sorry, I thought I had to unmuted.
I'm sure you've heard the rumors, correct?
Yeah, I already heard the rumors.
Okay, do you believe the rumors, or you just what? You don't know, because we don't know.
I don't know, but if that is true,
yes,
it's sorry on several people.
Yes.
You know, like you would have no reason to be that upset knowing who you are, and then two, the person would have no reason of even pulling out a gun.
Well, that's why you don't pull out a gun, because now we know that most of them people probably there that were guys had guns, which is jacked up. What you got a gun for? And some people might say, well, Queen, you know, I don't got to know nothing. You don't need no gun. You're going to a private party. So that's why you don't need no gun. So that's why that chief wanted to make sure everybody understood before you get hyped wanting to say Houston's this, Houston is, which you all do have a lot of crime. 46 shot don't mean nothing compared to what we done seen. You understand what I'm saying? Right. All the crime with children, child abuse cases lately, y'all off the chain over there. But like he said, it's everywhere. But nonetheless, he wanted to emphasize that this was a private party. This wasn't people coming and going. And see, that's what makes it even worse. You all were invited to somebody's birthday bash, private party, whatever it was. And this is how you get down when you've been invited to a party.
Right, but okay, what I'm about to say is probably going to sound terrible, but just because
word it carefully.
Just because you leave the streets doesn't mean you have left that street mentality.
But you haven't left the street, have you?
No.
Obviously not.
And I know it's, you know, and y'all, they the Migos. Y'all can't just pop up any and everywhere.
I wouldn't have done that. And that's something I want to say about that too. Not to cut you off. You've got private party Nice upscale building. Let me put that on paper because I looked at the building. I said to myself, this is like a very nice, swanky place. Okay. So maybe they felt safe because it was a private party. But nonetheless, you are an entertainer. You are famous. You are well off. Don't know if you have enemies or not. It's principle. You are famous. You should have an entourage of certified, secured armed guards who are licensed to carry. Let me make that clear. Not no Petey Pablo type BS. You understand?
Yeah.
No type of Pookie Ray Ray with a gun, and he wanna, go rodeo style. No, you need a licensed carrier, somebody who is certified to carry a gun and protect you and your entourage.
Yeah.
But they got caught slipping, thinking, well, I know of these people. I've been invited. It's private. It's not going to be a bunch of people coming in and out. But you didn't know the element, obviously, because
Right.
you don't know somebody's in there. You don't know that you're going to get crunk at the last minute over something silly and petty. But look where it led. Look where it led. Go ahead.
But I just, like I said, I don't. You shouldn't even be there. You really should not be there.
I hear what you're saying.
You know,
I agree.
like,
I understand what you're saying, but this is how look. You know you're entitled to go wherever you want because you're grown, but you can't just go anywhere.
No.
Without somebody with you. And we know that when you become famous, you've got to go, excuse me, somewhere alone, if it's to the grocery store. So you can be a victim just going to 7-Eleven, Piggly Wiggly. Yeah. And that's what a famous person is going to say. Well, hell, when can I ever go somewhere alone? I got to go somewhere alone. I can't just have a bodyguard every time I want to go to the grocery store, go to the Walmart, to the Publix. I got to go take somebody with me.
I mean, honestly, you have to, especially, and I could be wrong, but especially when it comes to the rap industry, you definitely cannot walk these streets alone.
Even though allegedly he's the quiet one and the non-confrontational, what we would call, I call him the hype one. He's just rapping and he's not beefing with anybody. But I understand what you're saying. The mindset itself in the game.
Right. You can't, I mean, because he was so chill. He was so chill. He didn't bother nobody, but yet he is the victim. The other two victims, they wasn't bothering nobody. They're the victims.
But haven't you seen this time and time again, that it doesn't matter who I am, what I'm about. I'm just in the wrong damn place when the shit jumps off.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it happens every day, whether it's a function, it could be a family party. All it takes is for somebody to get crunk.
That's all it takes.
They got a weapon. You might have 50 people at a barbecue. Yep. Well, it might be just one with a gun in that barbecue. Everybody else is no weapon.
Yeah.
And somebody said on one of their channels, you factor in alcohol. You've lost some money. If the allegations are true, you're feeling some type of way. You in your feelings. And you start talking to this person, people. You say something. Well, hell, you think they ain't gonna say nothing? It's a man. He's gonna say something.
They're gonna say something back. Because there are some people that have this, just because you're a rapper don't mean shit. You're not going to talk to me out the side of your neck.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Some people feel that kind of way, feel that way. But me, if that is the reason, for me, I'm just like, dude, you are a celebrity. Why are you tripping?
Well, it's just like one guy said on his channel, he's a man. It's about pride. If I think I'm being ganked, if I think I'm being hoodwinked and bamboozled, I'm going to say something. But this happens all the time. It doesn't really matter that he was famous. It's just that he spoke up and one thing begat another. This happens every day. This isn't nothing new. This happens every day in the game, in the hood. If we'll believe the allegations are true, because I want to make sure I say that while I'm on this live, allegedly. If the allegations are true, this has happened before because I just spoke of it. Because the story I brought you pertaining to the case out of Anderson County, that's why this man is allegedly dead over a dice game. He said something he got called out for trick dice, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
The young boy accused the older person of the trick dice. The older man slapped him, allegedly. Okay? He called the older man a bitch, allegedly. The older man slapped him. The young boy was in his feelings. He's old enough to be his daddy. And all these people know each other. And later we hear the older man is lying dead in his doorway. Allegedly over a dice game.
Dice game. Yeah.
Vonda, what do you have to say? Oh, let me put my camera.
Hello. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
I just don't understand. Every time, every year around this time, it's always a rapper is getting killed. What is going on?
I don't know. It's one of them. I don't know. For me, like I'm an '80s baby, so therefore the '90s hip hop and stuff I was into, and then with Biggie and Pac, I thought, okay, that should stop it, but it didn't.
Of the rap beef.
Yeah.
Right there. Those two.
And you would think, hey, this needs to chill out because these two artists got killed. But like you said, it was just the beginning.
Yes, it was just the beginning. Because all it took was he said, she said, an allegation of this and that. Then it was separation of East and West. And it's all she wrote. And then a lot of members of the rap game are affiliated. That causes some strife. Then somebody want to go to TikTok and IG and talk junk. And then they hang with this camp and this is... But allegedly, that's not what this is about. For anybody to want to come in here and get jiggy, because I ain't tolerating it. This is not no allegedly gang-related situation.
No. Well, I don't know.
Takeoff was my favorite out of the three.
I loved his voice.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. I loved his voice. I'm telling you, I was just like, like I would just melt. I'm devastated because I was in my room and a certain YouTuber came on, and the first thing I said was, this better not be no clickbait. This better not be, he better be talking about it's a rumor. So I said, let me listen first. And then my spirit got low. I said, no, this ain't no rumor. Lord have mercy. Why, Jesus? Why? Just why?
Oh.
And I thought of that recently. Who's going to be next?
Oh,
because it's always somebody next.
Yes, in November, it always one of those rappers, two or three of them will get killed in November.
He was the fifth one in November. Well, not this month, but like year after year after year.
I think Young Dolph was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think so.
And that was devastating to me. He was murdered because there was so many nasty rumors circulating about Dolph. So I all that floods back to me now, and all the allegations of this and who's involved and not involved. And then before that, when Mo 3, I took that real personal.
Yeah, that was November also.
That was personal to me because I really like his music. And I could not understand how anybody could gun a man down on an interstate. Where you have eyewitnesses. That lets me know there was some deep-seated hate. That you didn't even care about being identified in murdering a man in broad daylight. And I'm sure that was over nothing. Whatever.
But I don't understand how some don't understand the value of life. And then I get angry because at me, I'm just like, if you're going to pull the trigger, then stand right there at the scene and be like, hey, I did this.
Well, who going to do that?
Nobody, because they're cowards. Just because you man enough to pull a trigger don't mean anything.
Exactly.
It really doesn't. And it doesn't make you a big man either because you pull a trigger
Well, you
or
know
you
what?
carry a gun.
The children, it's the grown-ups. They even older than
Yes.
30. You even have women that get jiggy and pull out guns. Oh, I know a lot
Yeah.
of females that'll pull out a gun, honey. They either pull out a knife, a blade, an ice pick, or a gun. Take your pick.
Yep. Yep.
That's why, like somebody said, you have to be careful. And even if you think you're in the right about a situation, confronting
Not.
somebody, you understand what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
you did this, you said this, and then you don't know what they got. You may not even have a weapon. You might just be calling them out just to say, hey, you know what you did was wrong, or what you said was wrong. And next thing you know, they pull out a gun. Because you don't know people. So now it's about, should I say anything? I don't want to be no punk. I don't want you thinking you can punk me. So, see, it don't matter if you're a woman or a man. Because, you know, sometimes Queen have that attitude. I got to get it in last because I owe you that. I feel like you done spited me. But then sometimes you got to tell yourself it's true. Is it worth saying anything, even if I didn't think it was going to be a jump off? Even if I don't think somebody has a weapon, they're going to harm me. Is it worth me saying anything to him or her?
It used to be that we could, you know.
Yeah. But we're not in those times because you see older people get jiggy too. It's not just the 16, 14 up to 30 because you see he had to change the year from 24 on up. 30 years old is still like a 20-year-old. A 30-year-old man is still 20, still 18 in the mindset because men mature slowly, slower. So when you talk about a 30-year-old man, especially an urban man, it's like you talking to a 16-year-old, basically. And that's not to judge all men or African-American men, but a lot of men are immature. So their response is impulsive. You ain't getting ready to do me in public.
Right.
You ain't getting ready to embarrass me in public. And then we got the one that gets hyped because somebody's saying something out of the way to their homeboy, which I think this might be the case. Oh, hell no. What you say? Now you pulling out a gun, but you ain't even the one arguing. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
And what if indeed this man is dead because of what I call a backup singer? You feel me? They want to pull the gun out. Now, how you gonna explain it to his family that you killed them by mistake? If indeed this is true, you can't write that. And then let's say this is some Quavo hyped up, then this one jumped out because of him. Then Quavo got a heavy burden to carry. Both of y'all got a heavy burden to carry if it's true.
Quavo.
Look, that's some sleep you don't want to lay down on at night. So let's go there. If the allegation is true that Q got hyped, somebody reacted on him being hyped, will Q tell the truth?
No, because they were down there with Jay Prince's sons, so he's not gonna say anything because he's gonna fear for his life.
I'm saying if it was his own homeboy, what are you talking about, baby?
I'm saying that Jay Prince, it was the Jay Prince Jr.'s birthday party. And Quavo's not gonna say anything because the fear of saying something might get him
in general. You mean just saying something in general?
You know,
the streets.
Jay Prince, you know, he runs Houston.
See, I don't know nothing about
him. He was in the last was the juryman got killed last month.
Yeah, I heard that being mentioned on somebody's channel. Okay, but what I'm saying is maybe nobody's understanding what I'm saying. What does that have to do with Quavo's entourage shooting him by mistake? Shooting Takeoff.
Quavo, he was the one that.
Is that not the rumor that you must be? You see, you on another rumor.
No, I'm just saying what they said that Quavo was in a fight, and then I don't know. This is just confusing me so much.
Okay, let me. But this is the version I'm getting, because I'm trying not to say it as to be respectful to the dead. If Quavo got upset over whatever, his entourage took out the gun because he's upset that he's upset.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me?
Uh-huh.
It's Quavo's entourage allegedly that pulled out the weapon. Now you see where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
So would he tell on his own entourage?
He should, because that's his nephew.
That's the point I'm trying to make, is that's the rumor I'm hearing. Besides that other J stuff, that it's his own person or associate. Quavo's associate is who shot his nephew by mistake, trying to shoot at the other people. Now you follow me?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's a sad situation. I've never heard anything.
The only problem would be if you ask what happened, you would then have to implicate the people you talking about. That's the people shooting back. That's what you're saying?
Uh-huh. That probably shot the other two people.
We ain't gonna know. How we gonna know until they do the ballistics?
Right.
Because allegedly it might have been two guns. So that's where you had a problem. You pull out a gun, that group pull out a gun, the group that you talking about. So now we got gunplay, and now one dead and two others shot. So now they got to figure out who gun matches the dead and the two wounded. It's a hot mess.
You know they didn't.
Quavo, you caught up in that bad. If the rumor is true. Because now you're going to be judged either way, as the one that got hyped up over some change. Are you going to tell the truth of who did what to whom? Oh my goodness. I would not want to be him right now.
No, I wouldn't either. He's damn if he do and damn.
And I'm going to say this to whoever was saying nasty things about Quavo, about him screaming. What the fuck was he supposed to do? That's his family. That does not negate you as a man because you hollering at your family laying dead on the ground. If he cried, so what? He should be crying. He should be hollering. See, this is what I hate about social media. All that yapping. Because you don't got no empathy. Just because somebody a rapper don't mean they can't cry and they can't holler and scream. That's a low blow. That's a real low blow. He should be hollering and screaming.
Yep, that's his.
You know why he hollering and screaming? Because if it's what we think, I'm the reason my baby down here dead.
Mm-hmm. If he doesn't say anything, it's gonna eat him up inside.
Exactly. That's why I said he's doomed either way.
Yes, he sure is.
And that's gonna tear him down. Because allegedly there was a dispute with the other member and they're now separate. So that will weigh on him as well. That will weigh on the other one.
Offset.
Yes, we now have one gone. We separated for whatever reason. See, the devil was at work with these people.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to infiltrate.
Did a great job. I mean, he did his job.
Mm-hmm.
He'll steal and destroy.
Because how terrible, think about that. How terrible is that? You all are family, number one. You were in a group, dispersed. Two went separate ways, another one over here, and now one's gone. That's a hell of an irony.
Yeah.
Offset hasn't said anything. I checked out social media and he hasn't said anything.
He ain't said nothing at all?
Which is mean. Maybe he got a plane and went down there. I don't know. But that was his cousin, so he's taking it hard too.
And then the few channels I watched where they're showing that one guy that you're speaking of that walked by him. Now people are gossiping about that. But my thing is the flip side could be he's already looked at him dead. What is he gonna stand there and keep looking at him dead for? It depends on your perception of if you were there to see. You understand what I'm saying? The interactions of everybody before you judge somebody just walked by a dead man. So you don't know the sequence of the video when the person started filming. And that's one guy said on his channel, why are you all filming a dead man? Let's talk about that. T, was it right to upload that to social media?
No.
Anna?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because like the one, I wanted to play that guy's commentary. You, what are you getting out of it by uploading it?
To be the first. Look what I got. Look what I've recorded. And then some of them sell it. They sell them to tabloids and stuff.
Yeah.
But to me, it's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. Because that's the last images.
His bleeding from the head and just they should have kept. I don't know why they recorded it. Now I got to think about this until maybe.
And then I'm looking at this other guy's channel. He's got a title. His video that was uploaded 10 days ago. It says Offset wife Cardi B sends Quavo and Takeoff a message after sneak dissing. 10 days ago.
I'm gonna have to try to find it. Oh my goodness.
I don't know why those guys are no longer together. That's their own personal business. Because we know that groups don't last long in the industry. That's a proven fact. Somebody gets a temper tantrum. Somebody feels like one's getting more credit, one's getting more attention. That has always happened. That's why you always see the person who's the lead singer go solo. Because that is the person that most people gravitate towards, is the lead singer. It's just the way it is. Doesn't mean it's right, but somebody in the background starts chirping. You really don't need them. You understand what I'm saying?
They coming to see you, not them.
Exactly. Or the singer just said, shit, I don't need them. There ain't got to be no chirping in the background. You feel me? I got this. I'm just going out there on my own. Like you said, they come to see me anyway, right? Okay.
That sounds like another
David
artist that you're talking about.
Say what now?
It sounds like another Houston artist that you're talking about.
I want to play this content right here of this guy talking. Oh, hold on 1 minute, you guys. Let me navigate a little bit. This guy was so emotional. I was about crying. I was in the bathroom earlier. I almost started. The waterworks almost started. Ooh, it got me down. He started going on.
Bluetooth connected.
I want y'all to listen to this. I don't know if it's the same guy. Yeah, this is him.
Designer reacts to the passing of Migos member Takeoff.
Bring out.
I'm done rap. I'm done rap. Yo, you hear me? It's done. This version of me is done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. That's a takeoff, bro. It's done. Y'all wanted it. It's over. 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 Y'all.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Wow. That's somebody out of Atlanta, I believe, commenting, a designer or designer. He must be a rapper.
He is.
Okay, so I said designer. Sorry. What you have to? I'm saying my eyes are watering now. Golly, damn.
It's hurting.
Woo! But imagine the mama. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Her child. Does she have any more children? I wonder.
See, that's another thing.
Oh, and somebody got the picture. YouTube told you not to put that up there. So I don't want to play the rumors on here, but
gotta put a picture on YouTube.
It's just a little bit on the headline of the video. See, all they're showing is that Jay Prince guy walking by. So everybody's hyping up on that right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Him walking by. But like I said, what's the context? That I'm mad because my people are involved in this mess of a dead man.
I'm shocked.
Oh, I've got some personal issues with the dead man. I don't know. They said the guy was laid back, so what issues would he have with him? Vanna?
I don't know what kind of issues they had with each other going.
But that's why I say that's why people don't need to be gossiping about him walking by, because you don't know what he's upset. Naturally, if he's cool with Quavo, he should feel some type of way if his people were the ones interchanging with gunfire with Quavo's people. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm in this situation. This is my event. So you don't know.
All right.
You just watching somebody pull out the camera and catch him walking by, and he's walking by a dead man. Well, I'm assuming with him laying there, he's dead. See, we don't know the context because you don't know the timing of the video when a person pulled the camera out. When he walked by, maybe he walked by, he got to get out that door. What did y'all, was he supposed to go kneel down, touch him? You see where I'm going with that? If you don't know the context of the video.
This is terrible news today. So RIP to Takeoff from the Migos, a legendary rapper.
Let me see.
That the incident went up. Me also, I'm going to admit everything happened.
I thought he was going to tell me.
I don't know if this video.
I'm trying to hear him. I thought he said he's going to give a statement.
This version of me.
Hold on. I'm trying to see. This is Quavo.
Oh, you going cherry lemonade? I can I get one of them cherry lemonade? Yeah. I'm going cherry lemonade on them folks, man. I ain't never did that. You don't lie, man. Check in. Check in, Lingo. Let me see that thing in them. Let me see what that. Let me see what that. That cherry lemonade had on.
Woo.
might have started a song, but until it hit it about 2 more times. Hey, excuse me.
This cannot be him responding to something.
Nah, I think this is a
Don't sound
random.
right.
Splash some more cherry in there.
I don't understand this.
The Migos splash. Real Migos splash real quick. Thank you. Add a little more cherry in that thing. There you go.
Oh Lord, come on now.
That's him.
And he looking around.
That is him.
Sitting at the front. I guess at a bar, not a bar, but like an eatery.
Who got half on here?
I don't understand what's going on. He ain't saying nothing.
All right.
Shrimps don't get a response. You know what I'm talking about.
Uh-oh. Shrimps don't get a response.
What's up, my boy Brian? Yes, sir. My boy Brian.
Wire me my money, man.
I don't know what's going on. They're out eating somewhere.
Wire me my money.
So I don't know. Is he just looking at people's comments? He's not saying anything.
And this was supposed to be after?
I don't know. It just says this was uploaded 6 hours ago by some new channel, and it says Quavo responds to Takeoff death on Instagram Live. I don't hear him saying anything. He's got 1 minute left on the video.
What it is?
What's the quarter?
What it is?
So it's really sad how we can go from someone just living in
Okay, somebody said it's clickbait. Yeah, because something about that didn't sound right. Matter of fact, let me see if he did anything on Instagram. Yeah, he shouldn't have did that. That's poor taste. It looked like he was just out with some friends, and I know damn well he wouldn't be sitting there going live.
Right.
And talking about a damn lemonade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's stupid.
But people do anything for clicks and views.
Well, and we've learned that. Quavo Huncho, that's probably the one I want. Yeah, 22 million followers.
But I'm gonna step down. I'm gotta go do basketball practice. But I'll be listening and stuff as I'm shooting.
Okay, have a good day.
All right, you too. And I'll talk to you later, Queen.
Thank you, T.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Well, what do you have to say, Vanna?
I'm looking. Somebody said the guy was arrested, so I'm trying to see if that's clickbait or not. It's probably clickbait.
Yeah, he should have put that up there because that looks stupid. Why would I think somebody gonna be sitting there just? I ain't saying he can't go eat, but I know he would be that senseless to just sit there and be talking about a lemonade.
No, they said they had somebody in custody, but I'm trying to. I don't know.
This was uploaded 24 hours ago. It says went to sleep and woke up in a messy haunted house. That was for Halloween, I guess. That's it. Then it goes back to October 7th. So he ain't posted nothing. A haunted house video. That would have been before the incident. And whoever posted that, let me go back to this YouTube channel here. Let me say, I'm gonna comment. He didn't post this. Yeah, I'm gonna say something because you don't do that, man dead. already a bad situation.
A bad situation. He's gone. Quavo would never be the same again. And we probably won't be getting any more music from them.
It's unless those two decide to come back together.
I don't think they're gonna get back together because they said Offset slept with Quavo's girlfriend.
Oh God, here you go. What?
Sweetie, that it's on the
I don't keep up with them rappers' girlfriends, baby mamas, and all that kind of stuff. That's one thing I don't do. I listen to the music. That's as far as I go with rap. I don't get into none of their personal stuff. So I'll say
people. They're talking about it.
Listen. Offset. Okay. So what are you saying? Offset had a problem with who?
Quavo. He slept with Quavo's ex-girlfriend.
Okay, because I really want to try to get in all that. Okay. Well,
no, I just
why
know
would
they
were, he got a baby mama and 2 children. So
how old is Quavo? Quavo is probably in our age bracket, isn't he?
No, ain't none of them in my age bracket. They're kids. They're all kids. What I'm saying is he's with Cardi B to my knowledge.
Yeah.
So why would you be upset about that?
No, it was Offset slept with Sweetie, not Cardi. Cardi didn't.
I didn't say that's not what I said. I said you said Offset it, and the Quavo had issues about a woman. Is that what you're saying?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Aren't you with Cardi?
Oh, yeah.
You have 2 children with her. Whether they going back and forth or whatever, but I'm just saying. And none of them should be sleeping with any of them girlfriends, side pieces or whatever. But I'm gonna say it again. How you got a girlfriend if you with Cardi? Hello.
Well, that was.
And I don't really want her name mentioned on my channel because she likes to sleep people.
Yeah.
Okay?
She been made a video about it for 3-4 hours long.
Okay. So, but that's the whole point. She can on her network, her IG or whatever, but she likes to take people to court for saying anything about her. All that mess with, a certain YouTuber. I don't know what it's about because I don't even go over there to, what I'm saying, to read and listen at the entertainers' business. But they can take you to court and sue you. I don't make any money compared to what that other YouTuber makes, but it's nonetheless, if they feel like I said something or you said something that was slandering, they can't take you to court.
Well, we're gonna leave their name up. We know who they are.
Please, yes, because I don't want that wrapped up in this because it doesn't have anything to do with it. I don't know why those people are not in a group together, but I think it's shameful that this man is dead for whatever reason. And it's going to be a bad situation if it's the way they're saying it. Daniela says they're all 28 to 31. Yeah, they're not in my age group.
Oh, I thought Quavo was closer to us.
You thought that because he's his uncle.
Yeah.
That means he probably was the baby of one of the parents, the father or mother. He's a baby. Somebody had him young. Had older, I mean.
But hey, we young too, so wow.
Shit, I ain't 28. I wish I was. Ooh, if I go back again, ooh, shut your mouth. But I wouldn't want to be, let me say this. In the wishing well, yeah, I wouldn't mind being a little bit younger. But then I have to remember, I wouldn't want to be around this type of group that's young. That's where the problem would be. I do not like the young people right now.
I don't either.
They are disgusting to me. And that's a terrible thing to say because we all have sinned, fornicated. But this group, and I'm seeing it up to 40, not just 20-year-olds, 28-year-olds. I know some people right now, they're like 40 and they act just like the 20-year-olds. And it's like they are really trying to hold on to their youth. And I'm looking at these little sisters like, baby, you 40, 43, and you're walking around with booty shorts on and nightgowns when you come out. You need to say that for at home because that's not cute. And I see a lot of that now when I go out. It's very baffling to me. Because a lot of people look at them because they're not, some of them have aged well. And a young man might see you in a club and he's 30 and he looking at you like, oh, she look good. And he just don't know. She ought not to be his big sister. Shut up, Queen.
Oh, wait.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it recently because I've done some lives that, naturally they're not for YouTube, but I post some other places and I know people be like, oh, Queen, you showing out. No, I ain't. I'm trying to understand why. It's like the one picture I posted of a certain person. She know better than you somebody's mother. You got about 4 kids and you're 40 years old and you're walking around with a bodysuit, hiked up your ass crack, and then you got your pants hanging off the bodysuit where your butt cheeks can show, and you are a mother of an 18-year-old boy. And your children go all the way down about 7 or 8. And you walked out the door looking like that.
Ooh.
Then I believe you work in the healthcare industry with I believe mentally challenged adults. Now, if they was to get wind of that little cute little outfit you was wearing, you get my drift.
Mm-hmm.
See, people don't think about stuff like that. And even the young men that's 40, 39, still want to be gangster thugs, still want to hang in the little clubs and bars where the little poppies hang. You got to remember, you 38, 40, those kids coming in there 18, 19, you want not to be their parent.
Or 60.
But I'm just saying, when you hanging in those places where the children still hang, you're old enough to be their parents. You look young still, but you're old enough to be their parent. So why are you there? And even now, the little place that I was going, they're coming in. They look young, but a lot of them aren't really young. You understand what I'm saying? They're 40. But they look and act still like they're 20. So a lot of people are confused because when people see you act a certain way, they're just assuming that you're young. And then we have to tap them on their little shoulder and say, no, boo-boo, he's 40. He's 40. Huh? Acting like that? Mm-hmm. Looking like that? Mm-hmm. How you look? Look, I'm gonna call somebody out now. How you 40-something years old throwing up gang signs? Huh? You the only one doing it.
Whew.
And there could be some men in there that's affiliated. They ain't throwing up no gang signs. You the only one throwing up gang signs and birds because you ignorant as hell. And this person, when I see him out, I could just literally, I hate to say it, he worth catching a charge. Just bulldoze him down. Just bulldoze him down. That's a terrible thing. And that's a terrible thing to say about a human. But you ignorant. And you're a poor example for these young people. As that mayor was saying, that needs some guidance. That needs somebody to talk to them and tell them, you got to learn how to handle your anger. You got to know how to hold your disposition when you're in public. And alcohol is the worst element with a bad ass attitude. Because as somebody said on their channel, 9 times out of 10, all of them have been drinking. And you get a little liquid courage in you, that's when you start getting jiggy, get to talking crazy.
Yeah.
Get the signifying and edifying and beating your chest. But guess what? You think it ain't nobody gonna respond? Whether they was in the right or the wrong, hell yeah, they gonna respond. And then somebody gonna did just what somebody did. Pull the gun out. And it's a shame that you can't go nowhere.
You sure can't. And if you do, you just got to look straight ahead. I'm not even
Let me
trying
tell you, there was a boat ride that was sponsored here in Knoxville, and I haven't been on it yet, but it's a Tennessee riverboat, and the people get up, they will have an affair. It may be black, maybe all black, might be all white. Okay, they had this about 2 months or so ago. They told me they tore that damn boat down, and these are grown folks with no puppies. You hear me? Take your mic out there.
They what?
Turn the boat up, down. They said they fought from the top of the boat to the bottom.
Woo! See, that's why.
And this wasn't no Migos crowd. These grown folk, my age, older, but it probably was a mix of people, age groups going. Because, a lot of people go as couples and things, on boat ride. Yeah, because your good dress attire fighting on a boat. And I'm scared of water. So when somebody told me that, I almost passed out from listening. Oh, Queen ain't about to be on nobody's boat getting turned up. turned up and turned down. Hey, look, you hear me? I'm already looking at the water thinking, you can't walk around looking cute in no damn life preserver, and you Negroes up here fighting. Oh, girl. That been the day I will go up to the front of the boat and steer. Take this damn boat back to the dock. The hell out of here. Y'all be shaming yourselves. And I can't remember what it was about, but it was ignorant. Oh, I think I remember somebody said some dude offered a girl a drink and she was with her man. That was the rumor. Do not know if that's true or not. Now, the white folks that run that boat done said, oh, y'all can't never rent nothing here. You understand? Hello? Vonna be doing stuff for show my life.
You know you stay here?
Honey, what is you doing?
No, but I thought that was you. Your circle was going round and around.
I'm still talking.
I guess it must be my internet.
Well, anyway, the point is, it don't matter the age. You hear a lot of violence with young people, but you do see horrible stories where people are fully grown, 35 and older, pulling out guns, knives, running people off the road. We had an incident a month or so ago where an older man ran a younger man off the road just because he was weaving down the highway. Now, why you done ran that boy off the road and that boy died? And you also had children in your SUV. Now, put that on paper. Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I must be wrong.
I don't know what's going on with you. I can't.
It must be my internet.
Well, you need to sit down and be still. It's like you moving around.
Oh, bathroom.
Huh?
I had to let my baby go outside and use the bathroom. My dog.
Okay. Well, anyway, the man was older, driving some children in his SUV. He got mad because a person was weaving. He ran that young man off the road. That man died, and you should have seen both of them cars turned upside down, and you got several charges. Vehicular homicide plus the children you had in your damn car, your truck.
Ooh. If they pull, if I'm waiting on the spot, somebody pulls up and beats me in it, they can have it. I was like, I
was at a business a few weeks ago, and the girl got mad because I was waiting on her to just close her door to pull into the parking space, and so she started talking crazy like, "There's other parking spaces. Well, maybe I wanted this one. You don't know. I could have been just got out the hospital on crutches. You understand what I'm saying? Why you getting an attitude because I'm trying to pull into the parking space and you got the door open? I was waiting for you to shut your door. I never said anything. I just sat there because I was turning into the space." And then I was giving her time so she could shut her door. She got an attitude because I was sitting there like, why you can't go to another parking space? Well, why it's got to take you forever to shut the damn door?
See, that's fighting right
Most people, they'll see you. Let's just say you in a crowded parking lot, such as the grocery store. People are going to wait on a parking space, whether you got the hood up, door open. They're going to wait because if it's crowded and they want a parking space, they're going to wait. They're not going to ride around if they think you're getting ready to get in your car. So to me, it's the same situation, whether the parking lot's crowded or it's not crowded. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So why did you get an attitude because I was waiting on the parking space? If it was crowded that day, it would really be stupid to be just standing there holding the damn door open with an attitude. For what? So she looking like, you could have went somewhere else and parked. There's other spaces. But I didn't want to take up and go over the line and be over the line just because you're sitting there playing around with your door. That's why I waited. Now, some people may say I was wrong. Anthony, you should just went on and got in another parking space. Well, I didn't think it was nothing worth cussing about either. Because I didn't cuss and say, hey, what's taking you so long? And the reason why I didn't go get another parking space because I would have had to be over the line and all somebody had to do was another ignorant person pulled up. Damn, you don't know how to park. See where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't do it. I didn't know you had to fumble around and talk to Jesus and Moses to close your door. But we crazy. But guess what? You know Queen wasn't feeling it. I got out there and pointed right to her while she's in her car. I let her know. I said, hey, little girl, I ain't what you want.
Ooh, no, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Little young white girl talking crazy. I didn't care. I let her know. I said, you better keep that mouth closed. And then somebody was walking. Probably, a state worker was walking, looking like, woo. They ain't say nothing. I walked right in. It was proper though, like I was just graduated from Harvard. I don't care. Don't talk crazy to me because I never said a word to you. But as you see, that could have been a jump off. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because that person could have had a gun and then decided to pop their door open, even though they was in the wrong because they was the one cussing. But those will be the ones to pull the gun out, the one that's doing all the cussing and the fussing.
Yeah, and it's so.
I have never, and I think we all have waited on cars in a parking lot. It was probably full. This situation was different. It was, there were other parking spaces, but I was trying to pull into the one closest to the door. Why would I not want to park closest to the door? Anybody would say, well, it was available parking space. It was closest to the door. It was empty. You feel me? Why would I not want to park there? But nonetheless, we've all been somewhere where it was crowded. The people are coming out. What would you look like getting out, getting mad because somebody waiting on you to come out? That's stupid.
Well,
as long as the person's not, waving and doing, like, hey, what's the problem? You pulling out, you gonna get mad because I'm waiting on you. But you got somebody ignorant that will get mad. Even though you're not even saying anything.
This is a different world.
That's my point. That it ain't just younger people, 28 and 30-year-olds and 20-year-olds and 16, whatever number. These MFs are 65, 80 will get crunk. Just like when I be in the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, the girl gonna stand behind me with the buggy. Well, we can't see you if our back is turned. All you have to do is say, excuse me, ma'am, can I get through? I'll move out the way. You just gonna stand there with your buggy. And then another lady, she over here, and you just too scared to just say, excuse me, ladies. That's all you had to say. Out of courtesy, we will say, oh, pardon me. Step out the way. So when I finally turned around, I just moved out the way. Because she was so stupid, she acted like she was scared to say something. Oh, excuse me. I said, that's no problem.
Woo.
Oh, trust me, Queen, I be a lady everywhere I go, walk in the store. Hey, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon. Because you ain't going to steal my joy. But God forbid, don't you get jiggy. Because, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no cause for all that. But you got people that just mad. They mad every day. They angry about something. They go they turned up. They get out the bed turned up. Like Kat said, you banging on bacon. And let me tell you, we all got problems and stress. Like I told some people at the medical facility, I let them know, hey, I got my own problems, but I don't come here to deal with your damn attitude. I got my own stuff going on. But you're not going to disrespect me. And I told a supervisor that today, I'm patronizing you. I'm the client. You're going to treat me with respect. But we know you can say that to somebody, and then next thing you know, they blow your brains out. And they were rude. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And them are the ones that go get the gun, the ones that are rude.
That's why I just.
But you can't, but you know, it's the flip side. You just can't disrespect people, talk crazy to people. But people will do it. That's why I try to limit my conversations when I'm out. How you doing? And keep on moving. If I think I bumped you, I will say, excuse me. If I'm coming through the aisle, I'll say, excuse me. That way, I'm going to beat you to the punch before you act like you're a fool. But people are sick. But I have to keep myself calm too. You understand what I'm saying? And ignore it. If you see the people act like they got an attitude behind the cashier. Oh, because let me tell you, if Queen think you got an attitude, I'll say, what's the matter, baby? Huh? I sure will. In a nice diplomatic way. What's the matter? You don't look good today. That's letting them know you putting off that aura like your man. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because that way they can say, okay, I might need to pipe it down in case I end up saying something out of the way to these people, because the customer is always right. And you don't want to lose your job just because you came to work and had a bad damn day. So I politely might say to you, what's the matter, baby? You don't look too good today. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you will know you're frowning up here behind this damn register. Because some people, you get in their line, shit, they slamming your stuff, slamming your stuff around, and you look like, now wait a minute, help.
You need to get another job if you don't like this one.
And that's my point, is that we all have bad days, but there's a time and a place to show that and exhibit that. I can go to the grocery store right now mad because I didn't argue with my man or my brother, cousin, whoever, but I ain't got to be just going there taking the damn Kroger buggies and boom, knocking the apples off the tray. You feel me? Slamming the salad doors. That's my point. So then somebody could be coming over to me like, ma'am, is everything? Look, ma'am, is everything all right? Hell no, that thing ain't all right. That ninja done pissed me off. Look, that damn ninja done pissed me off. I want to beat his ass.
Ooh,
look, wait a minute. Jethro. I'm going to kill this ninja. But you see what I'm saying? You got to check yourself. And I had a diplomatic talk with somebody today, a professional, and I let them know I didn't like the way I was treated. And then she listened. She said, well, I like to always press forward, move forward. How can we resolve the issue? That's how you talk to a person. And I let her know, everything is copacetic. I said, everything is okay. I'm just letting you know that you have a person who has a nasty attitude and they do not know how to talk to the clients. And they don't know what mood I'm in and what I got going on to talk crazy to me. And then when I had said that to the person weeks ago, they're going to tell me, sitting in my face, well, we all got problems. I said, yeah, but guess what? I didn't come in here with an attitude. That's the difference. But you sending the vibe back that's now making me have a problem. You're going to talk to me in any kind of way. And that's what's wrong with a lot of us. We mad, we angry, we bitter. And then we go in places that we have no business and we do not know how to talk to people. And then we expect them to just act like we ain't said nothing or you know what I'm saying, gave off a negative vibe or talked actually out of turn. Because I've had this issue with some people, you know, in the medical profession here recently, where they feel like they want to keep bringing up some old stuff that's not relevant to what I'm talking about. Okay, you clarified it weeks ago. You still on that? You still on some old stuff from weeks ago? Why you still on that? If I'm not talking about it, why you talking about it? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they want to let me know I'm going to make a point again. So I said after I got off the phone, you know, Beverly was in my ear. Beverly said, call that bitch's boss. And when I called that boss, and let me tell you something, Queen was eloquent, mild-mannered. Thank you for your time. And guess what? Oh, I will be having a talk with her to let her know that will not be tolerated. As she said, there's a way of speaking to people. That's right. See, they thought they was going to get that ghetto-fied LaQuisha. See, I ain't crazy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
I know how to talk.
I do. Yeah.
How you doing? Hey. See, I know how to mess with folks. What you got 2 weeks ago when you acted a fool and I gave it back to you, that ain't who the supervisor gonna talk to. Ting. She gonna tell her, that lady that called me today was very mild-mannered. Good morning, how you doing? Oh, I did all that. Huh? Thank you for your time.
Because, you know, they see us and they already think we going to have an attitude with anything. People.
Yeah. Because I was feeling some way about my meds and all that kind of stuff. But the point is, if you explain things properly and then you listen to what I have to say, then we come to a resolution. But don't start digging up old shit and bringing up some stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That's what they were doing, digging in barrels and pulling up old stuff and making up old stuff about appointments and this and you missed this. And I said missing an appointment and rescheduling is not the same. They're not the same. Not showing up is different than, hi, I'm calling to cancel this and can I make the next appointment? You see where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a policy about canceling and rescheduling, then please let us know. That way we will make sure not to make it a problem. But don't talk crazy to me. And then you in my face with it. That was even worse. So you know Beverly had to, woo! Beverly walked out the door. Then Beverly came back in and said, hey, since I'm a problem, we're going to cancel it all together. 10 walked out. So then I had to put my tail between my legs this time and call back. But I was still a lady when I did. And then you still on that old shit from 2 weeks ago. So I thought, I got to call somebody supervisor because we ain't getting ready to do this every time I damn call you. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You act like we screwing. Excuse my language.
Ooh, ooh.
I need to know, are you paying some light electricity? You feel me? Is you paying some electricity, a gas bill? What? Maybe I'm confused. I didn't know, are we dating? You know, help me out. Hey. People get beside themselves. You know what it is? It's clout. I'm in a position, you need me. I'll talk to you how I see fit. I got what you need. No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You a side piece to what I need, but you ain't the head knocker. Because what I tell y'all in the lives, everybody got a boss. Until you become Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, pipe it down. And a lot of people are like that. They use their position to flaunt it to people to where they feel like they can talk to them in any kind of way. You don't talk to people in any kind of way. If you don't understand where they're coming from, then just say, I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't really understand. You know what I'm saying? What page you on? But you just don't outright just be rude. Now I'm sure she's sitting somewhere real sick, praying, please don't ever let that black woman call back. Oh, chill. Because she know at some point we'll have to deal with each other until I forfeit my relationship with this organization. But it's just a matter of you need to know how to talk. Now the next time there will be a no next time. Because if she was to ever call or say anything to me, I would let her know I prefer not to hold a conversation with you. See, that's how I handle that. We don't have anything to talk about, so don't ever engage in a conversation with me. Pass the baton to somebody else, since you have obviously a personal problem with the queen. And like I told the lady, I don't deal with you all enough to even be having this type of problem. I don't call you every day, so what is the issue? People are funny. But I keep trying to tell people you don't know people. Now back to this situation here, when I went all the way on 15th Street. What you think the end result's gonna be, Ms. Vanna?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's bad though. You can agree to that, right?
It's real bad.
It's real bad.
But it's so much goes on with that family, down there in Houston.
Oh, see, I didn't know. So that's why I said I was just getting a gist on somebody's channel. And once I heard that he said, she said, I didn't want to tread in that. Because I already knew what was getting ready to happen. This is getting ready to be a Dolph Mo 3, he said, she said match all over again. Because that's where people take that stuff, see. And then people start adding conspiracies and other stuff. Next thing you know, it's the Illuminati. See, all of those type. You understand all that type of nonsense.
You know what? These people kill me. They trying to break.
I didn't want to appear to you rude, but when we start repeating that other stuff, that shit gravitates and it starts pulling in other folks. And before you know it, you talking about a whole lot of other stuff that you didn't even, you understand what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about. Because that's where I believe they're trying to take it. They're trying to make it probably bigger than what it probably is. But you don't really know.
Are you coming back on tonight?
You know I got to, because folks been in this IG thing wearing me got them other folks, and I got to catch my breath and get a vital inside. The queen ain't had nothing but a cup of coffee. Because there is an update. The news has done a broadcast, and honey, that black boy done went all the way to North Carolina knocking on doors. The news reporter. He done went all the way to North Carolina looking for that white boy.
And they other guests, they have one, they either they're there, one of them is there, and the other one is on the road. I was like, oh.
Oh, you talking about some clowns on their way down there?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to engage in that and talk about that because those people are irrelevant. See, this is why I tell people, I'm not getting ready to get lost in the funk like I did with all that mess pertaining to Summer Wells, because that's where this is going. This is becoming another Summer Wells event. And I ain't about to get tossed up and all that. Because those people that's doing all this, they're not talking about anything.
Nothing. Not one thing.
I'm going to bring you what the news is talking about, which is we've landed in North Carolina. We went looking for the baby daddy. Didn't nobody answer the door. That's what I'm going to talk about. All that other shit that Sally Jesse Raphael, Dr. Phil, I ain't with all that. Because they want that type of attention. They're not talking about nothing, because in the end, ain't nothing you doing bringing that boy up out that landfill. So therefore, I ain't interested.
Well, I'll listen to
and just talking and cussing and just putting on. What y'all gonna do is end up face down. Y'all love talking about that swamp, and that's where it at. Well, that's what some of YouTubers gonna be. Because that water will hold you, right? You know what I'm saying? I always say the ground will hold you. That swamp will hold you too.
It will.
With damn quicksand up underneath it. Go on in there. That's where you want to be. Like I told them in a lie the other day, y'all like true crime? Why don't y'all come up here and stand in front of some people's doors? I know folks walking on bond on murder right now. Go stand outside that door and see what you get.
Oh, we.
You know how many people right now free on bond for murder?
A whole lot of people, whole lot.
Exactly. So why don't you go stand out in front of them doors and hoop and holler? Just like me and Chris Thorne said. Chris said, you know, as I live in Memphis, I said, you ain't got to tell me about Memphis because my folks from Memphis, I know how they rock down there. Y'all ain't well. Y'all heads swole tight. Y'all get crunk off of anything. Somebody ate the last piece of fucking cornbread. Somebody getting ready to try to go get a damn gun, kill somebody.
The last piece of chicken.
And I watched it. Cousin mad because the other cousin ate the polar sausage. This bitch that went got a damn pitchfork. Heifer, what you getting ready to do with that? Oh no, I'm going back to East Tennessee. You don't rock like this.
My baby girl, you know, she recently moved to Nashville, and some of her, she's a nurse, and the other some of her people that work with her was like, "Where you from?" She said Memphis, and they was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "What does that mean?"
Hey, Vanna, no disrespect. Y'all get crunk down there on nothing. But like the mayor said in Houston, it's everywhere, you damn Skippy. But I get notifications. I go in the queue. That news channel down there, them damn newscasters ought to be millionaires. They stay on the air. Assault, kidnapping, carjacking. Damn. You couldn't right now take your kid to the mall. Somebody would be sending you a damn message. Laquita, live at 6. There's been a car bombing. And y'all just set a bomb on somebody's street down there. You ain't heard?
What? When?
Go look it up.
Oh, I'm so ashamed of
So
myself.
you just go to the corner and set the bomb. God, set down. And look, if I had to go down to Memphis, it'd be in an airplane. I'm flying over. I'm going to Arkansas or Texas or somewhere else. I ain't going there.
What you say? It has to be on the airplane.
It'd be in an airplane.
Oh Lord, I did not know that. Oh,
Y'all crunk. The stories that come out of Memphis are scary. And it's no disrespect to Houston either. But Houston, that man know they catching flack, and the Chiefs, they know they catching flack because you stay on the news all the time. You really stay on the news for shit going on with children.
yes.
So you can't, hey, it is 46 less deaths. Well, we still on last year, sorry. Look, we banging on bacon from 21.
Ooh, Memphis is just a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah, I'm saying Chirac, Memphis, Houston. I wouldn't own a dog, a cat. I wouldn't own nothing up in none of them places. I'd walk around with my hair on top of my head, eyeliner spread. Soon as a thug see me, oh, she crazy. Bypass her. Hell yeah, walking around talking to myself. You ain't gonna shoot me. I'm crazy.
We're gonna leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's so sad that you can't even.
It's sad because my cousin lived down there and I ain't talked to her in a couple years. She won't leave Memphis. Now her sister lives in Atlanta and she's doing really well for herself, but she won't leave Memphis. She is addicted to Memphis. She feel like, I guess I was born here, I'm gonna die here, and that is her choice. But a lot of these places, I'm just gonna keep it real. They are just for visiting. Houston is just for visiting. Memphis, visiting. Chicago, visiting. New York, visiting.
Memphis not even good with visiting.
I'm trying to be nice.
Oh, okay.
In and out. Because you still could come back with your legs and arms missing. And it's sad because it shouldn't be that way. We've come too far as African Americans to be one hurting each other, suffering so still. We're going backwards. And we are now talking the same junk here in Knoxville. We are starting to fear that that's where we're getting ready to go because of all the people popping off and shooting each other and killing each other. We're looking like, okay, is this about to get like Memphis and Chicago now? Because this city couldn't stand it. if we start going in that direction. It will be bad because we don't have many places to go and patronize as African Americans. So when you start knocking off everywhere to go, it's going to be a problem. Coming outside, excuse me, it's not good. Excuse me.
My baby, she moved from Isabel, and I really like being up there in the mountains. It was
Well, East Tennessee is the safest place to live in America anyway, because even though our rent is going up, you don't have to worry about hurricanes, floods, things like that. See, once you get to Middle Tennessee, well, Nashville, it flattens out all the way down to Memphis to the bottom states. It's flat. Up here, we have mountains, so that's why we don't get a lot of flooding. You understand what I'm saying? You don't get hurricanes. So a tornado will try to get through, but it's hard trying to get through the mountain. We get bad storms, but nothing like when it's flat. So that's why people migrate here. The weather's good. Iffy. Like right now, 70, 71. It's just a great place to live. And people are coming here from all over, California, everywhere, New York, East Coast, Detroit. Detroit is taking over because all our killings and things lately, drug relation, is coming out of Detroit.
Oh, I was just saying it's about to get bad then.
It's bad. Yeah, because of the drug and the fentanyl and the heroin. But Queen don't admire me. She ain't worried about it because I tell her I'm a child of God. As soon as you get to talk about some H and some fentanyl, I just got cotton ball in my ears. I don't know what you're talking about. Now you have a nice day. Oh, you're here. Just don't engage in nothing. That's why you got to be careful of the company you keep, the people you talk to, the things you post. So this is why a lot of people caught up in drama is because of the company they keep. People keep forgetting about that. It's that company that get you dead, honey. Next, ain't saying you can't go out here and randomly get mowed down. You understand? Go in the grocery store, somebody want to pull out a gun, but that riffraff will probably get you gone quicker. You like hanging on stoops and porches, folks turned up, drinking out the Dose bottle and all that.
With the grill in the front yard.
Well, you ain't even got to have no grill. Oh, you talking about a cooking grill? Girl, please stop. Now, in an apartment complex, they done told you, now, we ain't supposed to have no grill outside. Them black folks still want to put the grill out front. Now, that's ghetto ratchet. That ain't pretty. If it ain't a rose bush, it don't belong out there.
I'm just like,
But we are our own worst enemy. We as people, period. Because I tell people all the time, there's days I don't like my race. There's days I don't like white people. I don't like the Jew, the Arab, whoever. You act a fool, I don't like you. So it don't matter if you Asian, you purple, you a fool, I don't have no use for you. You understand what I'm saying?
And we all
act stupid. That's the problem. We all act stupid. Messy Karen, messy LaQuisha, all the same. Stay in your lane. You live longer.
Yes. I had to tell my mother, she was like going up to people's cars because they sleep in the parking lots. I'm like, Mama, you're gonna have to leave those people.
I'm doing that. Look, you need a pillow.
I said, Mom, they're high. That's the reason why they sleep.
No, she should never do that.
But she didn't, and
maybe she thinking they might be sick or something.
I
understand. Now that's true because you know what? It could be somebody in there sick, had a seizure, but you don't know. And you don't want to find out the hard way by knocking on the window.
I'm like, Mom, you can't do this. I'm glad I was with you, but
well, she's just doing it out of being concerned. I get that. But we are in desolate times, and the people's minds are bad. You don't know people. You don't know who to trust. You don't know if you can hand somebody a cup of sugar or let them come in your house, and you might be fighting for your life just because somebody said they needed some aluminum foil. See, you don't know people, and that's what's so sad. And you have to learn the hard way, and that's just not a way a human being should have to learn another human. Just like this party. They went, thought they were going to have a good time. He's enjoying himself, and now he's dead. How terrible is that? Imagine his last words, his last conversation, his last drink. His last thought, he didn't know, I'm going to die tonight. I'm going to die this morning. Because somebody going to get jiggy and somebody going to jump in and join in. Then somebody else going to have something to say and boom, 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 we all laying down. That's why them clowns down in Savannah need to fly away.
Well, I'm gonna get off of here and I'm waiting on you to come back on.
Okay. I'm gonna eat a little something and I'll be back a little later, okay?
By what time? So, because I don't get notifications. I'm like,
that's that YouTube business. See, I don't know what YouTube be on. It's 6:23 now. Give me no less than 2 hours at the most.
Okay, I'm gonna give me something to eat and I'll be ready.
Okay. All right, baby. Be careful.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. This commentary kind of veered off a bit, but this is pertaining to tragic shooting in Houston, Texas. Rapper by the name of Takeoff, formerly of Migos. They're 3 young men who were related to one another. He was attending a party at this billiards establishment / bowling alley. And there are rumors circulating pertaining to what went down. I'm not here to clarify any of that. The point is he is no longer living. And my condolences to his family. And if you saw something, please tell the truth. I understand nobody wants to be labeled a snitch. But what I always tell people about that is that I understand for safety reasons, sometimes you would feel you could not. I get that because I'm not in your shoes. But this man lost his life for nothing. And I'm sure it was over nothing. No matter what the rumor is or what actually happened, he's not coming back. His mother now doesn't have a son. Family has lost a family member. The community has lost a young Black man. The rap industry has lost an artist. That's why I tell you, if you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. Mind the children. Mind the adults. Tell the truth. You will sleep better at night knowing you did the right thing, because the one thing you have forgotten, which some of you are probably betting on, is that they have security cameras. If it's inside of a mall, you know they have cameras. So if you are the shooter or shooters, you are already on camera. And as some people love to say in the street, for the right dollar amount, somebody will chirp, if indeed there's a reward. So do yourself a favor. Save the detectives, all this running around and hunting people down. Just turn yourself in. Tell them what happened. Apologize. Redeem yourself. And ask God to forgive you. Because in the end, he's the way maker. He's the one that's going to have to deal with you anyway. And I pray that nothing else transpires from this shootings. There were 2 other people injured there in the hospital. Praying for them. I do not know if they're going to tell the truth of who they saw shooting or not. Maybe they didn't even see who did the shooting. But somebody needs to tell the truth. And Quavo, 9 times out of 10, you know who did the shooting. And you now have been put in a very awkward, terrible situation. Whether you were upset, if we believe the allegations, I don't know. And I'm not here to claim anything. But if the rumors are true, you're in an awkward situation. And also for your safety, I'm sure you would not want to say something about who all did whatever, engaged in gunfire. I pray that you would do the right thing, though, because this is your family. And your family is more important than them other people. Because in the end, you have to be able to sleep at night as well. I'm praying for you and your family and the victims. And for the guys who were engaging in gunfire, just turn yourselves in. Don't let this be a long, drawn-out manhunt for you. You don't want it to go down like that because you're not guaranteed that somebody will play fair with you when it's time to apprehend you. Thank you for joining me. God bless all of you. Please stay safe. Be aware of your surroundings and try to hold your tempers. I know it's hard sometimes. We get upset. We get jiggy. Some of us are known to pop off. High-strung personalities. But there comes a time when we have to tell ourselves, is it worth me going off? Is it worth me saying something? Is it worth me pulling out a weapon? Because once I do this, things can escalate. And they may not turn out the way I anticipate. And I can't go back. And you don't want to hurt anybody, kill anybody. Sometimes we may say those things, but we're not willing to face the consequences when it happens. And at that time, it's too late. Thank you, everybody. I will be back with an update pertaining to Quentin Simon. And so just hold on a little while and I'll see you guys back here later. Feel free to hit the link when it is dropped to give your commentary on the said information. Prayers for Takeoff's family and justice for him. Prayers for Houston, Texas. Prayers for the mayor and the chief. They gave great commentary today in their press conference. And we're going to pray for the great city of Houston and prayers for Atlanta, Georgia and the community in Atlanta, Georgia and Takeoff's family, extended family. God bless all of you. Please stay safe. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you all in the chat. I will see you all here shortly around about 8, no later than 8:30. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you.